Alrighty, let's load up my. What am I loading here? They're working on the face before, and I think it's that one right there. Alright. Alright. I've got that. Let me just grab something here. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alright, so the next thing I'm working on here. So I've got this just kind of started here, and face is okay, not the best, but I was playing with it. And the next thing I want to do is I want to get an ear going on in there, just so we can kind of see that real quick and kind of go from there. So I'm just going to do ear, and I'm going to do some image search here. And so when you're doing an ear, a lot of this stuff, come on here, a lot of this stuff is when you do this type of thing, you can easily kind of build some of it up here and build it accordingly. Okay. So there's some issues with this. I'm seeing real quick here, like the eyes. I want to fix that real quick, so we can simply. And if you're an orthographic versus perspective, that'll change. Like it'll get a little bit more bulbous here. So if I change to front view and I do orthographic front, it's going to change my perspective a little bit. So it's going to change some of those things. So I'm just going to really quickly fix, go into here, 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 and we're just going to fix a lot of this here real quick. So I'm going to grab the low poly of this, grab the vertices, grab probably something along like this, and I'm just going to move that slightly in a little bit more. Unfreeze all, go to my top level here, and we're just going to move that in until it fits about like so. And I don't have a matching one there. So I want to get that working, and let's see here. Just kind of curious. So anyway, getting this in here, getting the making sure like this is kind of roughly the same thing, like so. And then let's grab a front view. So we're just going to spin it to the right here. And I'm going to move this over, and we're going to grab just an ear. And I'm just grabbing, let's see here. So I'm just going to grab a picture I'm using off to the side here. And copy the image. And let's just do a paste on the side here. I don't need anything particularly special about that. And so what I'm going to do, so when you're doing an ear is actually something that it may seem complex, but it's not really that bad. So I'm just going to start out with a plane here, right? And I'm going to kind of average my plane here so it doesn't have any segments. Basic plane here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, convert it into a editable poly. And I'm going to go into the edge mode. And I'm going to just up. I'm going to go over here. And again, the more geometry you put in there, the more you have to fight the geometry. So again, keep it simple, because you know that is something that you really want to kind of sit and play with here. And I'm just doing a simple, so something along the lines like this. And then I'm going to go jump in the polygon mode, grab these polygons, pull them up a little bit, grab this one, probably pull that like so, maybe pull these a little bit back here, and kind of thicken out the ear. Let's go into edge mode, grab these two edges and connect them, and grab that like so. So that just adds a little bit more emphasis into that. And so we've got this in there. So that's my first kind of process. Maybe I'm going to rotate this here a little bit and move it down. Yeah, I think down here. So I'm trying to create a closed session here. And you know, I really don't like this color, so let's see if we can go with a little bit. There we go. Just so we can see the information a little bit better. And so then once you've got this in there, you want to think about how the ear actually works. So we're going to, I'm going to add in another plane here real quick, and something like that. And actually, let's hold shift and just duplicate a copy, so I don't have to keep doing this. And then I'm going to go into edit poly here, and I'm going to just attach this one for now. Actually, let's attach both. And then we'll go into polygon here. This one I'm going to just move off and out of the way right now. But this one here is we're going to have kind of as our inner ear. So I'm going to go to edge mode, and I'm going to hold shift, pull it up, rotate it a little bit, move it over a little bit like so, and then let's kind of size this in here like so. And then this one I'm going to just kind of shift down like this. So basically this is, and we can always go into polygon mode and kind of adjust and move things accordingly. So I think something like that. Let's go to edge here. And I'm just going to kind of make that like that. And so that's going to be our final piece. So there we go, like so. And then this one here is, we're just going to kind of go up here, but I'm going to scale this much wider, like that. And that's going to give me kind of the inner ear piece here. And I'm going to grab this and something like this, grab this, move it over here, like this. Okay, so then we're going to go into, I'm going to go into here and actually do something like this. And alright, so what this does is gives us that little split in there. Then I'm going to go into the polygon mode, grab this, move it inward, upward, something like this, and then I'm going to grab the edge and we're just going to kind of bring that down like so. And so once this kind of shape is constructed, and I've just done the major loops, then it's time to start building up the scene a little bit here. So on most ears, what happens is these two pieces start connecting. So we're just going to control space that, and then I'm going to go into and cut from here to here, and then I'm going to cut from here to here, here to here, and let's go into back the vertice and then start bringing some of these in. So collapse that one, grab that one, collapse that, collapse this, and let's go into cut and go from here to here. Oops, and then collapse there. So now we already have like these scenes starting to kind of come together, okay? And just kind of sizing things up. I'm playing with this a little bit. And so I'm sizing this up. I'm playing with it a little bit, and these two are on the, or this one is on the outside, and then this one, what happens is it falls in. So I'm gonna actually go in here, and we're gonna start pushing that inward. Maybe a little bit further on this, so it's not so bad. And then I'm going to grab this here, and it starts going inward as soon as we go into like this. And so we're just going to pull that in a little bit too. And so you're going to get, let's isolate this. Oops, there we go. So you're going to get, from a visual standpoint, you're going to get kind of a, grab that, we're going to put that in like so. And so from a visual standpoint, this goes in, and then this comes in here. Now, we are going to go into polygon mode, grab this, and let's slowly extrude that in, like so. And so I am keeping things, remember, keeping things simple. Don't try and overthink these, okay? And remember, when I do the edge loops, you're going to get something like that. So that's why I'm doing that. And so with that in mind, I'm going to grab this, this, and I'm going to grab this, 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 and this. And I'm just going to slightly bring it inward. Okay, so that's going to kind of indent that information. Again, you can start seeing where things kind of work out. Okay, so I'm going to cut from here to here, and we're just going to slightly move that outward. But that gives me from here to here, and that basically allows me to bridge. Bridge. Alright, so as you can see, you know, as I'm just doing very little things. You know, it's not, you know, I'm not trying to overcomplicate this entire scene. And that's, I think, what a lot of people do is they try and do too much. And it doesn't have to be that way. It just has to be kind of enough to give you the detail that you need. So you can see here and here, and I'm going to grab there we go. Grab this, and actually let's chamfer this one a little bit, like that. And so we add that in there. And so again, let's actually let's grab not that loop, but let's grab. All right, so I grabbed everything but this. I don't want this one, and I don't want this one, but I do want that one right there. And I'm going to grab this one all the way through here. Grab this. Actually, undo that last one. And grab that one right there. Okay. So now if I hold Shift down, like that, so that basically gives me kind of sides. And again, if you slowly do this in sections and just kind of bounce back and forth, you can start seeing the ear take shape. And you know, we have to, you know, there's a lot of things that we can do to kind of make it work better. So like we can overlap that and then grab that other edge way in the back here, and I can add more geometry, of course, but I can push this back, and as you can see, that gives me a much more ringed style thing. So it's just a matter of going in there and adding in different things. So again, go here, let's connect that once, go here, connect that once, and we can start adding some of these pieces together. So, and I don't know, I want that hanging under, so I think I have to like play with this a little bit more. So we're gonna play with that a little bit more here. So I'm gonna go to polygon mode, grab here, and just kind of wave this out like so, and kind of push that back a little bit more. So it goes inside a little bit more. And I'm going to grab, go to edge, grab this edge. And again, when you make cuts, when you do anything like that, make sure you round them out so that they look and fit in the system here. Grab this, kind of pull that up. And so this kind of flattens out. So let's do, how do I want to do this? You know what? I think I'm actually just a simple ring and connect. And we'll move this over like so. And so this one and this one, bridge, bridge. All right, and so you can see that works relatively decent. Again, keep it simple, because the more geometry you add here, and the more kind of stuff that you add, you know, the more stuff that you add is the longer it's going to be. All right. So here is kind of a hole. So I'm going to actually bring this back like so. So I'm actually starting to bring that back. I'm just going to scale that out, go to vertice and kind of collapse this one and this one here. So we've got kind of a loop in there like so. And then I'm going to go into the edge mode and go in the edge mode here, grab I think this one, and we're just going to pull that back here like so a little bit, and I'm going to grab the same thing back here. So I'm going to grab these edges like so, because they're going to loop kind of backwards. So I'm just going to pull those over a little bit like so. And I'm going to grab this, and we're just going to pull these up a little bit like so. And then I'm going to loop that together, and then this, go to the edge, and you just grab that edge and pull it down so that I have the geometry. Because if you kind of like connect that corner, it's going to do weird things. So I'm just trying to kind of fix a little bits at a time. And this I'm going to just pull out a little bit, and that's going to accent that. Not that far, so a little bit like so. And then we're going to go into let's see here, we're going to go into, let's see here, I'm going to grab an edge, and we're going to start off with making that little hole in the ear. So just simply in, and out. So that basically now becomes kind of that hole pocket. And let's see here, maybe I'll do the same thing here. So I'm going to pull that out. Let me move this back up a little bit. And so with this, so as when you see it, like it's going to basically create that gap in there, that hole in there. And so I just want to, I need to kind of adjust these accordingly. So this has got to flatten out, and then it's got to curve into this hole. So I'm going to actually just grab this hole here, or this edge, and I'm going to just move it like so. And I'm going to move it again like so. So that kind of falls in that place. And let's grab these two and kind of move them back. And I'm just going to move this out, and I'm going to have to clean up these a little bit here. So, but I'm going to pull that back like so, and then let's grab these two and bridge them. And so you can see there lies kind of that, what we're looking for that bridge. And then this is going to kind of run into this piece here. So we can actually probably grab this one like so. I'm going to grab this two edges here, collapse that together. And I'm going to move this much more over here and grab that one and collapse that together. And so with that in mind, we still have our quads. Everything's good there. And you can see that starts leaning up a little bit. Again, keep it simple, because the more you add in here, the harder it gets. And if you guys want to have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. I think you just have to have a Twitch account to ask for sure, or to enter the chat. So, I feel free to ask, because if I see a question, I'll try and answer it my best. And so let's see here. So let's deal with. So I want this gap here. And I'm going to go in edge mode. I'm going to grab these three pieces here. And we're going to extrude those out. And then extrude those over here like so. Maybe even just kind of rotate to kind of match things up. And let's collapse some of these pieces together here. And I think that's one of the big issues that I see students have is, a little bit of planning like this does a lot. I mean, like, you'd be surprised how much a little bit of planning does. And so I've got this hole here. Something is weird about this. Oh, it's got that extra edge in here. So I've got to figure out how to do that. And that's actually kind of simple. So what I've got is I've got this piece here, and it's kind of sucking. It's a 5-sided polygon. But what I can do is kind of loop this around. So when I NURM it, it actually doesn't look that bad. Like, maybe, kind of tweak around some of these smaller pieces here. But when I NURM it, it doesn't look that bad. But I've got to fill that gap in there, and that's a 6-sided polygon. So and I think just simple matter of fact, we'll grab that and we bridge that. And then so I'm stuck with a triangle right there. And actually, if I grab this loop here, bring it, and then connect it, kind of bring that in, it turns this into a, and we're just going to bridge that. So that looks good. And next is, let's grab, we're going to grab this and start collapsing this here. So grab this, and let's grab that, and let's bridge that, but it's not letting me because that's not the actual inside. So let's grab this and this, and let's even do this one here. Hold in Shift, bring that out like so. And so if I bring that out right like that, go in and get to polygon mode here, grab these two, and we can collapse these two together. That's one. and then we're going to grab this one and this piece here, and let's bridge. Oh, wrong one. So we're going to bridge that, and that creates a hole there. And then grab that edge, and let's bridge that. And that's going to create kind of what I need there. Actually, let's undo that. I don't like that. Now let's see here. So bring that, grab that, collapse that together. Grab this, and move it up. So that's starting to spread there, like so. Add a cut from here to something like that. Grab those two, collapse those, and start with this here. Let's bring that over here like so, and see how we can collapse those and collapse that. And again, it just takes one step at a time. That's all it is. And grab these two right there. Collapse that. Alright. And let's start filling in some of these gaps here. So might be able to grab that piece, and let's bridge that. And it's going to kind of make a wonky piece, but I think we'll be okay. And then let's grab this and kind of grab that and bridge that together, and that'll be good. And bridge those two together, and then we're stuck with a little bitty hole here. So let's look at it when it's smoothed out. It doesn't look that bad. Just that one little kind of hole that we have to fill up here. And so to do a quick, let's just do an edge ring on here and do a connect, and then there we go. So that fills that up right now. Now we just need to finish this up. So to fill this one up, we just kind of go from here and bring that, connect it, grab, connect like so. And let's grab these. Let's move that all the way over here. Let's grab this bring it up over here and see if we can connect these two. Now there is a issue with this, so let's see if we can 1, 2, 3, 4. That creates a fifth one. Let's do this. Let's grab these two here, collapse that, and then that leaves this and this where we can bridge that, and that creates a box there. I'm going to go into the edge here and connect that, and then we're going to go into vertice here, grab those two and connect those two. Go into edge mode here, click bridge, so that solves that issue. And then I'm going to grab the polygon here, move forward like that, and bring forward like so, and then just connect the dots. Oops. Connect, 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 and bridge. And then we're going to go from this one here and let's start kind of building this up. So this from here to here, from here to here, and again, same concept, just keep things kind of organized and accordingly. I'm going to grab this piece here to here, collapse that, and grab these corners here. Let's just move that inward. Grab that one and that one, collapse. Loop that, connect. Grab this and this, collapse. And you know what? I think I'm going to just undo that. I don't like the way that looks. Because I can take this here and bring it up and over like so. And then grab these two pieces here and grab this piece here. And then I'm kind of stuck with this one and this one. Let's see if we can bridge that together. So that looks good. And then I'm stuck with kind of this weird triangle here. So it's just a matter of grabbing this edge and that edge and bridge. And so I think that's pretty close. There's something around here which we can actually just kind of go in and find out what's going on here. There's there's no hole there. It doesn't look like a hole. I think it just is a double face, but I can. Anyway, so we can go off. All right. So then, once that's done, loop around. I do not want that much of the ear, so I'm just going to pull back like so. Maybe let's grab this. This is my earlobe, so I'm going to go back like so, and then I'm going to grab all of this. Actually, let's go to the edge here and stitch these two together, and then so holding in shift, scale inward, holding in move, scale outward, let's scale it just a hair, and again move outward, scale like so, and then it's a matter of, so once I've got that, there's my ear. I've got the ear ridge kind of sitting back there, and again, very low poly, very simple, very easy. You know, I don't want, don't want a lot of polygons in there. So on and so forth. So there we go. Okay, so then it's just a matter of, creating kind of the geometry for what we need here. So actually, grab that ridge. And so a lot of this stuff here, I'm just actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to undo this because I can, some of this stuff we can kind of put together and kind of, piece things together. So like this and this, I can collapse and then hit Control Backspace and create a quad there. I can grab this and this and collapse, and I can Control Backspace and get a quad there. Same thing over here, where these are major pieces. I'm not worried that the geometry is going through because of the simple fact that a lot of the geometry here just doesn't, it doesn't fit right, or once you norm it, it's going to kind of add in what we need. And so you can see here, I've built this into basically a small grid, and I can do the same thing here when I pop that in. So if I take this off and move this like so, and I'm just going to grab, I think I've got a side view here of somebody. So I'm looking at probably, let's attach here. And let's unnorm this. And let's grab this one here since I'm doing the face. And let's attach the ear. And because of the symmetry in there, so I'm going to right click, I'm going to go in my ear here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's do this. Let's move this over like so, and I'm going to just move it over and out, and then grab this one and then attach. There we go. Now the ears are actually kind of in the right spot. And I'm going to play around with this geometry. I'm looking at the head and it's just bothering me. So we can go here in the right view, grab some of this, and just start pulling little bits of this out here. like so. Okay, so now that this is lined up with this, I need more geometry here. So I need to either A, remove some of the geometry, which we can remove some of it. So like this here, I would collapse, and then that gives me a quad to remove there. You know, I can grab like these two pieces and collapse that and remove this one here. Grab this one and let's see here, grab this one here, that's what I want. And you know, we can kind of collapse this and like so. So now I've you know, brought this down to 1, 2, 3, and I want to grab this. I want to make this down a little bit more. So grab this. Let's pull this back a little bit more. Go here, ring. Let's add a connect. And so then with those two in mind, let's spread some of the geometry a little bit out. And let's go from here to here. And bridge. Bridge. And bridge. So now when I learn that, that looks really decent. I'm okay with that. Ooh, it's lightning out here. And so there's basically the ear. And you know, the big thing is I want to go through and you know, just kind of go through and still shape out what I've got. So I don't, you know, I want to have these little pieces, you know, just so kind of processed so that it's not, like, it just doesn't feel fake, you know. And this is just kind of this part of the sculpting process. You know, you just going through and you know tweaking. Really is what it's about. It's just grabbing, you know, grabbing certain pieces and just kind of, you know, moving things around. And again, I'm keeping it low poly because I don't need much more than that. And so when I, you know, I've got my ear, and one of the things I can do with my ear is a little bit big. So I'm just going to grab it, and we're just going to scale it down just a hair. And then I'm going to just grab it and kind of angle it out a little bit here. Like so. And move it out so that our ears, you know, kind of line up like that. And so you should be able to look at it in front view and see part of the ear come out, and that's okay. And then when you're, you know, when you start this process, you want to go through and basically go in the edge mode here. Let's kind of grab this and there we go. And so stuff like this, we can, and you want to kind of blend some of this stuff in. So I'm going to grab this, but I'm going to skip these three pieces, and I'm going to extrude out, and that's all I'm going to do for now. And then with that piece. I'm going to grab this and bring it up a little bit. And so again, it's just, it's just a matter of like, I can see that this is indented here. So if I look from the right view, it looks odd. It doesn't form right. And if I look from this view, something's wrong with it. So, and this is how you just kind of, you start building up your tech, your stuff, and the more you pay attention to the real life of things, the more you'll figure out how things are going. So like this doesn't look like, the flow looks kind of off, especially here. So I'm just gonna kind of bring this up. Now with this, you have a temple, so you have kind of your brow ridge, and I think that's what's kind of screwing me up here, is this brow ridge should go over a little bit more and up. So what I'm going to do is just start pulling out some of this, and that's going to feel like it's flattening a little bit that process, and then kind of push it back a little bit. And again, don't, it's just about how do you feel like this is looking, like how, compare it to real life, because if you don't compare it to real life, like I keep looking at this and I'm like, this doesn't look right. Maybe it's the eyes. Maybe she needs more pronunciation in the eyelids, and and it's just about forming out. Maybe her brow is just a little bit too pronounced. Maybe it's not pronounced enough in certain areas. So, that is essentially what you have to do. So, as I move on, as I like build up my process here, let's see here, I'm just going to kind of it's just a matter of forming out the things that you like, things that you don't. And try not to get too much into one piece. I think that's another issue, is we get so focused on one part, and a lot of times that one part doesn't look right because something else is bad. So you can see here, I'm just kind of forming this out. And so this is my jawline right here, right? And I need to figure out how I'm going to make that jawline kind of work. And so one of the things that I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this edge here, and we're going to bring that, and then we're going to connect that like so. And I'm just going to bring it just slightly in, collapse that one, collapse that, and so that turns everything the way that should look, right? And with that in mind, then I'm going to grab this, let's grab this and this, and I'm going to go into the right side of things, and I'm going to just go really, really rough, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, neckline. All right, and then I'm going to grab this, and let's pull this back. And so I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to bring it down like so, and I'm doing something a little bit differently. So I'm going to bring this down here like so, and rotate this, and then I'm going to bring this forward. And I'm doing this for not modeling purposes, but I'm doing it for, how to explain it? Jawline. Like this is like my jawline, and I'm playing around with this to give myself an idea of how things should flow. So this to me, um, it's it's not it's not a functional piece of mesh. I'm just looking at how this edge should flow, and by understanding how the edge flows, like so. So if this is my jaw, I'm gonna probably push this in a little bit. Females are not have a pronounced jaw, um, like that. And so one of the things that I can think about is trying to re kind of manipulate that jaw so that it, reposition it, however you want to call it. I'm going to reposition it so that it makes more viable sense. And so as I curve this around, you can see, like, okay, like this needs to go up a little bit more. Maybe this one kind of brings it up. And we're going to grab this and we're going to pull that in, something like that. That looks a lot nicer. I want to redo this jawline. I don't know how I want to do it yet. But it just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like the way this is working here. Maybe I scratch it and start over from the jaw down. Maybe I play with it a little bit more. Maybe do this. So let's try this one. So this here, this is my jaw. So I'm going to go here, grab this, edge loop that, and that's a good edge loop. I like that edge loop, but I need to, I'm going to connect that edge loop there. So that's going to add more emphasis. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the polygon here and for now I'm just going to delete. I'm going to delete that much of the draw. And so then these two and these two, collapse these together like that. These two right here, on here, collapse that. And so that now gives me kind of a better, I think, jawline. Like, and then of course this is ugly here. So let's pull this out, pull this in, grab this, kind of bring it over so it's indented, maybe even a little bit out. So there's my jawline. And then it's a matter of piecing things together so that they make absolute and utter sense. So this now creates a jawline that goes around here, and then it would go flow up into the head, which is good. But let's bring this here, and let's connect it once. I don't remember the shortcut key for last action here. So this one to this one. Let's see, let's bridge that. That looks good. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. And so let's grab let's grab this one and collapse that. You can see that that's cleaning things up. Here and here, collapse that. Maybe pull it out a little bit more. And let's grab this and let's bridge that. And again, you see how it sounds stupid, but it just, you know, things like are looking okay there. And let's bring this piece out a little bit more. The draw line comes out, so bring that out a little bit more. And so then we're stuck with this piece right here. Let's collapse that. Let's go in this edge loop here, control backspace that out, and so you can see I'm liking the way that looks. Like it just feels better from that edge loop standpoint. That draw looks a little bit better. You know, I can get a little bit more information in there if that makes sense. And then so we're going to grab this, scale that like so, and like this. We're just going to grab like that, like so, and then just kind of looking at the female form. Let's cheat and grab these two pieces and bridge them together. And let's grab loop, connect, and we're just going to pull that out. And so in a matter of a few minutes here, we've got the neck. And I'm just going to, again, you know, don't, poly count is all about, you know, like it's kind of pointless to overthink it. And so if we are, you know, if it's just a matter of, you know, a few moves and you've got the information that you need, by all means, don't feel like you have to fight, you know, add a ton of poly counts in there to get things looking good. Done. And again, we're going to play with this a little bit. And again, just looking at the form, looking at the way things look in a smoothing, and when it's smoothed out. And some of the stuff I can, you know, I can play around with. I can, you know, I can do a lot of different things with this. So just looking at this. Let's add in a ring. Let's do a connect. And let's grab this and let's just scale that out a little bit. Scale that in. And ring, connect. Oops. And grab this one and this one. Now let's bridge that. Bridge that. And it's not perfect edge flow, but you can see that that one adds nicely in there. Here we go. Bridge that. And so you can see I've got a good majority of the head down without hardly any geometry. So, you know, just there we go. So it's just a matter of, you know, going through and making the little pieces fit together. So grab this one and this one, bridge that. I'm going to add in, oops, I'm going to add in a connect there. That's going to give me this space here, bridge, and bridge. And again, it's not about how much geometry you have, it's about how the geometry works that you do have. So I'll probably finish this up next week, and then we'll work on the body for the, like, I don't know, I'll either work on the body or the car. Like I kind of jump back and forth. Like I want this as a 3D Android in my scene, and so that will be that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. I can kind of walk you through anything with video. So talk to you guys later.